What's up, Street Thugs? My name is Brigg, and I'm going to be sharing with you my Spines Fire PVE build. But first, I also wanted to let you guys know I am now streaming on Twitch. I'm going to be trying to do this every single day. So if you can do me a favor, take a quick second to go check out the link in the description, follow it over to my Twitch channel and hit follow, and we can get that going together. Thank you guys. I appreciate that.
Oh no, she's right there! Oh, God!
Okay, so like always, we're going to go over the stats here really fast. So my playstyle is mainly survivability. I will sacrifice some damage output to be able to be more survivable. So if that is your playstyle, this is going to work for you. If you want more damage output, you would have to tweak this build a little bit. But as you can see, my defenses are pretty high: smashing, lethal, fire, cold. Energy is about 22, half of what I would normally go for. But my focus here was melee. I really wanted to make sure that melee was soft cap, so that was my genuine focus here. And then over my resistances, I tried to get energy and negative energy up to 90%. I ended up sacrificing too much. So, but smashing is at 90, smashing lethal, and fire is at 90, energy is at 70, and then cold 43, and then toxic and psionic will be your weaknesses. But I mainly wanted to get this as survivable as I can. That's why I really focused on it. I was barely able to get smashing and lethal to 90%, as you can see. But let's just kind of run through the powers here. So for my primary power set for spines, I have lunge, spine burst, build up, quills, and ripper. I went back and forth on impale and throwing spines, but I was really trying to focus on max AoE damage. So there's a lot of things you can do to this build to tweak it. Your call, of course. For fiery aura, we pretty much took everything but Rise of the Phoenix. We got fire shield, blazing aura, healing flames, temperature protection, plasma shield, consume, burn, and fiery embrace. For our power pool sets, for leaping, I took combat jumping. For speed, I took hasten and super speed. For concealment, I took stealth, grant invisibility, and invisibility. A reason I don't update it though is because this is the general form for most of the private servers out there. So, and obviously with Homecoming, the way it's now set up, it's just a slight aversion. So, I mean, you can substitute that in there and it's still pretty much the same mule power. So, for fighting, boxing, tough and weave. Moon Mastery, I took Electrifying Fences and Ball Lightning. Again, just trying to focus on AoEs. Okay. For my Incarnates, I have Agility Core Paragon for my Alpha. This one, I went back and forth. I was trying to determine if I want to go Musculature. I was really trying to boost my defense as well as recharge. So that is why I went for Agility on this one. Agility is a really good one, and I usually go with that. If you want more damage output, you can go for Musculature. I mean, it's an overall damage output. I don't know if it's going to be faster than the recharge, probably. But like I said, I was going for survivability on this one. Your call if you want to just go all out damage. I might see what I can do about putting just a damage build, but this is based on my build, what I would do. For Destiny, I took Aegis Core Epiphany, typical of what I usually do. For Interface, I took Diamagnetic Core Flawless Interface. And for Hybrid, I took Assault Core, just for the extra damage. Okay, so now we're going to go through all these powers. So for Lunge, I have Mako's Bite. And I took everything but, looks like damage endurance. And my focus on that was I was trying to get to that 3.75 for smashing, for resistance, smashing resistance. And of course, you got that 3% for damage boost. That's my primary goal for that one. Fire Shield, I have Gladiator's Armor for the 3% defense all. And I have 4 of the Unbreakable Guards. And this is primarily for that 3.13 melee defense. Come over here to Blazing Aura. I took all of the Superior Unrelenting Furies. And I mean, you can see in the 6th slot here, you got energy resistance, you got fire resistance, smashing and lethal resistance. I mean, this is just an awesome power. Plus, you got 5% for melee defense. I went back and forth. If it wasn't for that melee, I probably would have stacked these as a 4% damage boost, and I probably would have stuck 2 of these in 3 powers just to get a 12% damage boost. that is an option you can do. But like I said, I was going for survivability with this build, so I kept the melee defense as well as all those resist damage. So your call if you want to switch that out, but that is an option. You could go straight damage. Come down here to Spine Burst. I took 3 obliterations, mainly to get that smashing lethal resistance and plus that 3% damage. If you wanted to completely strip your energy and negative energy resistances, you could totally add a lot more points to this, to all your damage powers to get a lot more damage output. And then down here to Healing Flames, I have Reactive Armor and I have Impervious Skin. Impervious Skin I have because of the status resistance, plus I have a resistance recharge. For Healing Flames I got resistance recharge and I got endurance recharge. I am primarily focusing on recharges in this power, except for the status resistance for obvious reasons. And this one also gets you 1.5 resistance smashing and lethal in both of them. So you get 3% smashing and lethal, you get the status resistance, and you get a lot of recharge. So this should recharge in about 11 seconds. Come down here to combat jumping. I have Luck of the Gambler, global recharge, just a mule power. And then I have 4 shield walls. Again, this is resistance for energy and negative energy. This is one of those abilities, if you wanted to strip it to put in for more damage, you definitely could. There's a lot of room for, you know, switching out things and leaning heavily towards damage or whatnot. But again, like I said, this one you get the teleportation power, which is the 5% resist all. Massive ability, very nice. And then of course in the very last one I have reactive defenses. This is for the scaling resist damage. So the more people that are on you, the more damage you resist. For temperature protection, I have 4 unbreakable guards. Again, this is for that 3.13 melee defense. And then for super speed, I have a standard IO for run speed, and then I have the Blessing of the Zephyr for that 4 points of knockback protection. Because without it, you're going to be flopping all over the place. I mean, tossed around like a rag doll. Come up here to stealth, Luck of the Gambler, and of course the shield walls, the 4 shield walls. The only difference here is I don't have the teleportation defense resist all, the unique one. But this again, 4.5% for resistance or energy and negative. Next one, Plasma Shield. I have 4 of the Unbreakable Guards. And of course, this one is for that 3.13 for melee defense. And then on the other one, 2 at the end, I have Steadfast Protections. I have 2 of them. I have the defense plus 3%, which is huge. And again, another knockback protection. And this will give you about 8 points of knockback protection, which will be pretty good for most things. They'd really have to stack it on you to get you to knock back, but this will cover most things. Come down here to Quills. I have all 6 of the obliteration, and that is because that final one is that 3.75% melee defense. That's a nice one. And then we'll come down here to Consume. I have 5 of the superior avalanches, and that's because 5% melee defense. That is massive. Come down here, Grant Invisibility, Luck of the Gambler. Come down here next to Invisibility, another global recharge, Luck of the Gambler. And then down here to Ripper, I have 3 of the obliteration damage. Again, another one if you wanted to lose some of your energy and negative energy out of some of your defense powers, you can pull those shield walls and you can stack them more in Ripper if you wanted to. I mean, there was a couple things you could do to tweak things. If you wanted to lean heavily on something else, I mean, you could totally stack the obliterations here and get an extra 375% melee defense on several of them, and then that'll give you room to tweak your melee powers. Some of the sets that give you melee defense, but this is what I went with. There's a lot of room for different things you can do in this build. So I mean, I could play with this for hours and just keep tweaking things. And then we come down here to Burn. I have all 6 of the superior Brute's Fury. That because 6% resist for smashing and lethal, 4% damage boost, and you also get a 2.5% defense melee. That's pretty good too. Come up here to Hasten. I have 2 of the standard IOs for recharge reduction. And then down here at Boxing, I have nothing in Boxing. Tough, I have 4 Aegis to help top off my smashing and lethal damage resistance. And then Weave, I have Luck of the Gambler global recharge. And then 4 of the shield walls, again for that energy and negative resistance. I would not, if you were going to sacrifice something out of stealth for the defense to add more abilities to Ripper or Spine Burst, I would not take it from Weave because Weave is a huge defense power. So if you can leave that one alone, it would benefit you for your defense. Your call, of course. And then I'm going to come down here to Electrifying Fences. I have 2 Ragnaroks. and you get a 4% recovery. I figured if I'm gonna use a set bonus, I might as well get some recovery or some set bonus out of it. If I had had a lot more slots, I definitely would have built this one up. But like I said, I did focus on survivability to be my main course of action. Come down here to Ball Lightning. I have 2 Ragnaroks again, another 4% recovery. And it gives your Ball Lightning a little bit more damage. Come down here to build up. I have Gosson's Synchronized Fire Control Chance for build up, and I went with a standard IO. I could have stuck another Gosson's in there. It only gives you an extra like travel boost of maybe 15%. I decided to, you know what, I'm going to focus on recharge, so I just tossed this in there. So that should recharge in about 25 seconds. And then come down here to Fiery Embrace. I have 2 of the recharge reduction rates, standard IOs. Come down here to health. I have a Miracle for the plus recovery. I have the Numinous Convalescence, which is the plus regeneration plus recovery. And then I have 2 preventative medicines. I have a chance for absorb as well as a standard heal. And this gives you 2.25 for resisting, for smashing, and lethal. And so now you have 3 procs in there. Hopefully going nonstop trying to proc. So that's a really nice boost to your health. And then for stamina, I just have the standard IO for endurance modification. And that is my Spines Fire PVE build. So much to do. Because there was so many options to do this, I'm probably going to do another one for Spines Fire that focuses more on damage. The reason I focused on defense in this case is because it is a brute. And brutes are generally, you know, more of the tankies on the tanky style. But I want to play with it and see if I can come up with a more damage output so I can have a separate build, separate video. If this was a scrapper build, I probably would have really leaned into the damage. But I do want to see what I can do with the brute, because there looks like there's a lot of room for some tweaking. And there was so much room. I was like, I've got to make another one because I want to see what else I can do with it. But thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate all your support. Thank you guys so much. Remember, if you want to help me out, subscribe to my channel here. It takes a second. Hit that like button, helps me out with the algorithm. Ring the bell for notifications if you want to be notified when my next video comes out. And share on, if you can, on social medias, City Heroes group channels, whatever. And if you can do me a huge favor and go over to my Twitch channel and hit that follow button, that would really help get my Twitch channel off the ground so we can get rocking on that. But thank you guys so much. I appreciate all your support, and I will see you again soon. Stay golden and take care. Bye-bye.